Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, classic / non-classic. This is episode number 349. And here's a surprise for you. No double shot. Because I have one trade to talk about. This is actually the first time this has happened since, well, before episode 10. Yeah, I think the last time was either episode 8 or 9. It has been a while since this has happened. I would say close to about 2 to 3 years. Not since the early episode this has happened. But since we got one book, let's talk about it. The book is called Batman Digital Justice. This book was released 27 years ago. Yeah. And it's written and drawn by this guy who's actually Hispanic. The guy's got a Spanish name. Spanish-born Felipe Moreno. Yep. And he did the writing and artwork in here. Let's show some of the artwork. Yeah, the way this artwork looks, it kind of reminds me of the show Reboot that came out in the late 90s. Around the same time we had shows like Beast Wars. It kind of feels like something you would see in a CGI show. Excuse me. The story is basically it's one of these Elseworld type stories, despite the fact it has nothing to do, despite the fact it doesn't have the Elseworld logo on it. It is an Elseworld story because, well, it takes place in the future where someone named Jim Gordon is Batman. There is a boy Wonder, don't know who he really is, and apparently there's a Catwoman. I think this is supposed to be, this Batman is supposed to be Jim Gordon the Third, James Gordon the Third, because they mentioned that he is he's the grandson of Commissioner Gordon. There is a Catwoman in here, and she apparently is his girlfriend. Her name is Gala, and her costume looks completely different from the traditional Batgirl, but it does remind me of how Catwoman was depicted at this point in time. Oh yeah, and the Joker's in here as well, and he's, get this, the Joker is a virus. Yeah, this whole book is about computers. Yep, the whole book is about computers. Excuse me. Yeah. There is, if you wonder what Catwoman looks like, let me find the page as Catwoman here. This here is the Batmobile. Yeah, this is the Batmobile in this little reality. Let's see, where is Miss Catwoman? She appears and this is kind of like, I think, like a mini-series that was published. Let's see if I can find her here. She doesn't appear that much. Let's see. Here's the bat signal. This is what it looks like in this reality. Dairy Tech. This is Robin. Yeah, he's a guy in a skateboard. I don't know who he really is. Well, he kind of has like slang in a way. Yeah, he basically talks like he's a gangster. Yeah, and this here, this is Catwoman. Yeah, this woman right here is Catwoman, and she has a thing for, Batman, like traditional thing does, and she has her whip is simply like her whip is kind of like something electrical. And, of course, she's stopped immediately, and she's a bit different skin color than she's normally depicted. She's basically kind of black in a way. But, yeah, it's an interesting type story, basically, and this is not the costume Batman wears in here. His costume is actually completely, well, his costume is similar to how it's normally depicted in the main continuity, but his costume looks like this. It's, kind of like a computerized version of the classic Bat costume. His eyes are green, and his Bat symbol is kind of like greenish. Basically, it's a futuristic take on the Bat costume. This is simply like a take, the artist's take on the classic Neil Adams costume that Neil Adams designed back in the 70s. But, all in all, this is actually not bad. It's not exactly It's something that nobody actually talks about, surprisingly. I found this at the library a few years ago, and I found it to be a pretty interesting story, and I read it again recently. Still pretty interesting. Now, even though I've forgotten the fact that I kind of read the story before, but I have read it before. It is a pretty decent story for what it is. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good story. Normally, when I give something like this, it normally be a 9, but because the artwork is somewhat CGI-ish, it's probably not my taste, per se. I'm not criticizing the artist. The story is good. It's just that the artwork is not for me. That's why I don't read this one that much, unlike some of the other ones I read multiple times. But yeah, 8 out of 10. It's not bad. Alright, that's it for this episode. Next episode is episode 350. Hopefully it'll be a double shot. Hopefully. Okay? Until then, I will see you there. Bye.